ပါဗျာလှုပ်ပြန်ပြီနင်းနေဝင်နေသွားပြီအိုးကျိုးလေအိုးဘယ်သူမှမမြင်ပါသေးနဲ့ကွာသွားပြီ
A massive 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck near Mandalay, Myanmar, marking the most severe seismic event in the region in over 50 years. From rural outskirts to urban centers, the destruction stretches across hundreds of kilometers, toppling buildings in seconds and burying lives beneath rubble.
เฮ้ยข้างบนแม่งแกว่งแล้วเหี้ยโอ้ยตัดโอ้ยไอ้เหี้ยเฮ้ยออกไปที่ส่วนด่วนโอ้ยเย็นแม่โอ้ยเหี้ยอะไรวะเนี่ยเฮ้ยเราวิ่งกันชิบหายเลยเฮ้ย
What the fuck is happening?
The quake's shockwaves didn't stop at Myanmar's borders. Tremors were felt as far as Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. Major roads and bridges collapsed, and frontline hospitals are now overwhelmed. Rescue teams are racing against time, clinging to the hope of finding survivors beneath the ruins. Over 1,700 lives have already been lost in Myanmar. Thousands are injured, and nearly 300 rescue workers are still missing. Every passing minute dims the chance of finding the living. Collapsed high-rises have created massive sinkholes, endangering even those trying to save others. In Bangkok, a 33-story office tower crumbled to the ground in moments. At least 18 people were killed and 33 more injured. The collapse of even newly constructed buildings has raised serious concerns over regional building standards. A 5.1 magnitude aftershock struck soon after, destroying already weakened structures and forcing more evacuations. Thousands are now spending their nights outside, exposed to the elements. Authorities warn of further aftershocks in the coming days, deepening the fear and uncertainty. Public infrastructure is paralyzed, transit systems have shut down, schools and hospitals are in ruins. 56 out of 76 provinces in Thailand are affected. Structural engineers have been deployed urgently to reassess buildings, but nothing can calm the public's growing fear.
น้ำล้นน้ำล้นน้ำล้น
The U.S. Geological Survey warns that the death toll could exceed 10,000. Economic losses may surpass Myanmar's total annual GDP. Over 3 million people have lost homes, food, and hope. Recovery, they say, will take at least 5 years, possibly more. With no access to proper equipment, food, or medicine, survivors are left to save themselves. Using bare hands, they dig through rubble in search of loved ones. Myanmar's weak disaster response system means ordinary citizens are now the front line of this growing humanitarian crisis.
Reshape 给俺买上了。
这样我慌了。
我操！我操！都在摇。我操！我操！
The United Nations has activated its satellite monitoring system to assess the full scale of damage. But logistics and dangerous terrain have stalled international aid. Relief agencies are making urgent pleas for global assistance, yet resources remain far too limited for a disaster of this scale. Thousands are sleeping under tarps or out in the open. Relief camps are overwhelmed, short on food, clean water, and medical aid. With many yet to receive even basic treatment, the threat of disease is looming. Myanmar's crisis has gone beyond a natural disaster. It's now a global test of humanity.
Reshape 给俺买上了。
这样我慌了。
Thailand has launched a full investigation into the collapse of high-rises. Concerns over lax construction standards have sparked demands for accountability. Officials now vow to prosecute those responsible. Experts warn, without urgent reform, such disasters may strike again, with even greater cost. More than 169 aftershocks have been recorded, with some as strong as magnitude 6.1. Most residents are too terrified to return home, even to retrieve belongings. The psychological toll is immense. Trauma specialists warn of a looming mental health crisis if stability is not restored soon.
หนีก่อน
Myanmar's military government has declared a state of emergency across all impacted regions. International aid has started arriving from China, India, and the European Union. Yet, ongoing ethnic conflicts and shattered roads have made reaching remote areas nearly impossible.
Oh my god! Oh! 你这，哎呦我操 ！Oh my god！
现在里边的蛟龙丢完了。
外面的蛟龙都丢完了。
啊。
In Bangkok, where a high-rise building completely collapsed after the aftershock, dozens of families are still gathered near the site, anxiously awaiting news of their missing loved ones. Cracked concrete and unstable debris pose deadly threats to both survivors and rescuers. Every step forward is a gamble with death. Amid the devastation, there are still glimmers of hope. A pregnant woman safely gave birth on the streets of Bangkok after being evacuated from a hospital. Her image cradling the newborn in chaos has become a symbol of human resilience and compassion in the face of disaster.
ဟိုတယ်အောင်မှန်းပြုတ်သွားတာလူတွေအများကြီးရှိမှဖြစ်တယ်နော်ဟောဘယ်လိုလုပ်ကြမလို့ဟာတလီလောက်တာလလီတအားချမ်းတယ်ဟိုတယ်အောင်မှန်းပြုတ်သွားပါပြီဒီထဲမှာလူတွေအများကြီးပိတ်နေတယ်ဟိုတယ်အောင်မှန်းပြုတ်သွားတယ်ဟာတနာပါကွာအောက်မှာလူတွေအများကြီးရတယ်တော့ကြရမှာ มันแค่สาดผ่านจนน้ำมันไหลนะลงสตอรี่ก่อนဒီဘက်နေ
Continuous aftershocks have forced repeated evacuations. Structural engineers are working around the clock to assess the integrity of damaged buildings. Fear of further collapses has driven thousands to sleep outside, despite harsh conditions. seismic alerts remain active across the region.
See everyone really enjoying outside. What is it? 15
Heart-wrenching survival stories continue to surface. A woman in Mandalay recounted being buried for 5 hours before rescue teams reached her. Many others weren't as lucky. Entire families were lost in an instant. Recovery crews are still digging, searching for both the living and the dead.
Mà chiếu chiếu. Ồ, dí điêu thoát lỗ chiếu.
Không biết cái gai cũng là lá này thôi. Không bắt đâu, không bắt.
The Thai government has pledged to reform its construction oversight system. Past violations of building codes are now under investigation. Public outrage is growing over long-standing weaknesses in the construction industry, which contributed to the disaster's deadly toll. Dozens of countries are continuing to send emergency aid to Myanmar and Thailand. The Red Cross and Red Crescent have issued a global appeal for medical and financial support. Experts warn that Southeast Asia is becoming a new seismic hotspot, urging governments to invest in infrastructure and emergency preparedness plans.
Một cá đi vô. Mà chiếu chiếu. Ồ, dí điêu thoát lỗ chiếu. Ôi thế mà đi